Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Nakia Brown, who will be fighting on Cage Fury Fighting Championship 129 to 121 on July 14. Hello, Nakia. How are you?
How you doing, man? I'm doing good. How about you?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. Nakia, you will be fighting against Leitch Mitchell, who I think that is a really solid opponent. He's a good striker. He have many first round finishes. So please tell me, what do you think about this bout? What do you think about this opponent? And how many weeks did you have to prepare for this?
Man, I think league's pretty good. I think well, I don't think I know from watching his fights, if he don't get you out in the first 2 minutes, he's gonna gas. But I'm expecting to go 15 minutes. I turned pro in January and I'm 3-0 right now. Been taking the fights back to back. I always been active. And I'm just ready to dominate and make it to the UFC, and that's my goal to end the year with 6-0, 7-0, and just go in there and dominate league. I could beat them standing or wrestling, in jiu-jitsu. I'm a wrestler, but I got knockout finishes too.
Yes, and it is quite possible because you are a really busy guy in this year because it will be your fourth fight. So you may be 7-0 in this year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely on pace to do it. I want to win this fight, and after this fight, I tried to fight again in August, but we're gonna see how it goes after this. If not, I'm definitely coming back and fighting in September, and then so on. We just got to plan and see what promotions we can be on.
And I also think that the fight on CFFC is a very good thing because it's a really good promotion on the regional scene. So I think that it also is a step up for you from previous organizations.
Yeah, CFFC is definitely a big step up. That's why I really want to come over there, and I want to dominate. I could see myself dominating him in any position. But I'm expecting to go 15 minutes. I got respect for him. He does, like you said, he does have the power, and I believe I got the power too. I got the power to reach. I got the grappling. I'm well rounded everywhere. As an amateur, I took 24 fights. Winning and losing those. I started when I was 18, coming straight off of wrestling. I had stuff happen in between that I couldn't couldn't really like. It's hard to explain. Couldn't really train the way I needed to, basically. And I took losses with those, but respect to all those opponents. The opponents I lost to, they was all like 6-7-0. Definitely guys that's top caliber for the UFC. That I think if I fought them again, I definitely would win. I leveled up just like everybody, constantly leveling up. And I matured from being an 18-year-old kid.
And overall, your amateur career is also very interesting because you had, like you said, over the 20 bouts. You were a few time champions in a different organization, in different weight classes. So it's a rare thing to see someone with this kind of the experience making their pro debut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've held 5 belts for 5 different organizations. Most of my amateur fights were all title fights. My first 6 fights, my first 4 fights were regular fights, and then just throughout the whole career, I probably had I would say about 15 title fights. From having a belt and having to defend them, against top quality guys. I think that's what separates me from everybody. They don't have the experience. They have 4 or 5 fights and expect to get in there and just dominate people. No, once you get in this position, you won't know what to do or you won't react as quick as me, especially me being as active as I am, and having the team I got.
Yes, and if you can see a guy with 0-0 record who is making his debut, you may think that he is just like has no really experience. But you on the amateur scene probably seen everything, a lot of good strikers, a lot of good wrestlers. So even when you made your pro debut, you were like super experienced guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Dude, I've trained with a lot of people. I know a lot of the UFC fighters. I travel to Gladiators. I didn't see Dustin Poirier train. That's my coach's one of my coach's best friends. AJ Fletcher before he got on, we trained a lot together. Just people like that. People that inspire me like that. I know guys that it's in Bellator, and I plan on after this fight going out there in Lake Charles and train with Jesse Butler, the one that just the guy that just fought Jim Miller, and that's all gonna help me improve. I do a lot of cross training. I got a lot of respect for fighters on this higher level where other people don't want to cross train so much. I've just been blessed enough to have these opportunities and meet these great people that's allowed me to come in and train and learn from, suck up some knowledge.
And it is probably a good thing because you can go to some gym, take a little bit of knowledge, and then you can go back and like share this thing that you learn. So I think that it is good for you and for your like regular team.
Yeah. I'm always sharing knowledge, just things I learned from my teammates that are busy with work or just got to do other things outside of MMA, which I have to do too. But I'm making the time to help other people out because giving back is what I eventually want to do as I progress. Hopefully making it to the UFC and becoming champ one day.
And what was the reason to start training MMA?
I started training MMA really just to the opportunity it provides to help my family financially and just like it's just a really great opportunity. I'd rather be doing that than working a regular 9 to 5. I drive 18 wheelers. That's where I'm at right now. So when I'm on the road, I jump rope or whatever. Usually going a few days, but yeah, it's just the opportunity that it provides that I can help my whole family just like a normal job couldn't do.
And how much do you think that you improve from like your beginning, like your first or second amateur fight to the point that you are now?
Oh, dude, man. Like I said, I didn't have really no striking experience. Dude, I started off pretty good, and then the experience just started getting exposed. I was 6-0 fighting guys that've been doing this since they were kids, and I started getting exposed. So as I progressed and as I got better, I started dominating other guys that've been doing this longer than me. I definitely think I was okay, but I definitely think I'm way, 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 way better than I was as an amateur. I watched some of these UFC fights, these guys at 45 and 55, the new guys coming in. I definitely believe I could dominate some of those guys. I just got that feeling, not being cocky. I just feel like I'm in a place to where I could dominate those guys, and all I need is a shot. So I'm just on the pedal right now. I feel like I'm at that level, so we're gonna just rough them out back and back, and whenever Sucker Punch gives me that call, and be ready.
Yes, and I think that because you have a lot of experience, you are a very young fighter, and you have so many fights in like 1 year. You may be in the UFC really quickly, UFC or Bellator. I think that it is good that this factor is like adding up.
Yeah, I'm praying that next year I'll be able to make like a Dana White Contender Series appearance. If I finish this year 6-7-0, most people don't do that in two years. They may have like 3 fights in 2 years. I'm doing this all in 1 year and I'm winning, and I'm not just winning, I'm dominating. If you go look at these other fights, I fought a guy that came all the way from Canada, and it was a great fight. I'm gonna end up winning split decision. My second fight, I submitted a guy that beat me as amateur. I submitted him in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And then my last fight, I just completely dominated the guy for 15 minutes. I won 30-27. I'm just dominating these guys that are pretty tough guys, especially if you go look at the amateur record. They're like 5-2, 6-2, and stuff like that. The guy from Canada, I think he was like 17-7. As an amateur.
And in the future, would you be interested also in going to other big promotion like Bellator or PFL, or you will be more focused on going to the UFC?
I like the UFC for the notoriety and just because I feel like I could do great there. But I'll go anywhere and just show my talent. We'll take over anywhere. Bellator, one championship. I love all the organizations. I'm not stuck on one organization. But the UFC just what I see the most and what I study the most. I look at the fighters and I study them. It's just been my dream.
And do you consider changing weight class, let's say, going to the welterweight division, because you had previously experience as the featherweight? So do you think that you will be go up in a few years?
Oh no, I'll probably after I become 5-0, I'm probably going back to featherweight. I probably won't be fighting at lightweight anymore. You know, if the only reason I'm at lightweight right now so I could rep the fights back to back. You know, fight good opponents, and you know, I'll bounce back in between either one wherever the opportunity lands. You know, I could featherweight is a lot easier because they're a lot smaller. Because I'm 6 foot, and I walk around at 162. You know, because of my cardio and I eat pretty clean. You know, but we'll go wherever the opportunity is.
And it may be good because if the UFC will need some fighter on the short notice, you may go to the lightweight division if there will be a little bit like a Jesse Butler situation that he had I believe few days to fight against Jim Miller. So maybe it will be in your future too.
Yeah. You know, he had that on a few days' notice. I think Jesse could have gave Jim a run for his money. You know, it happens. You get caught and stuff like that. But look at the opportunity he has now. He's in the UFC now, and he gets another chance. If he would have said no, he wouldn't have been in the UFC. He wouldn't have got another chance to fight somebody and show his skill set. You know, he can go up or down in weight class if he wants to. He went up to fight Jimmy Butler.
Yes,
Jesse Butler.
Yes, he definitely didn't lose anything because he had the chance to fight against such a experienced, such a great fighter. He may win this fight. Of course, he lost, but like you said, he's in the UFC right now, and he will get another chance.
Yeah. He definitely deserves it. I watch how he trains and stuff. He posts his training sometime. He was 12-6 for a reason. I definitely watched some of his fights.
And if you can pick anyone as the dream fight, either in the featherweight division or lightweight division for you, who do you like to pick and fight?
It's a dream fight. A few years from now, once I develop my skills up more, I definitely want Volkanovski or Max Holloway. That is just an interesting fight. Max loves to stand up, and I love to stand up too. And it'll just be a dog fight. I believe. I just want to develop my skills and get to that level because I definitely believe he's a step above me right now and has the experience fighting those 5-round fights with those top quality guys, and I'm still developing myself. You know, I don't think I'm better than everybody. I'm still developing myself. I'm still a young up and coming fighter.
Yes, a fight especially with Max Holloway would be great because he's also very tall for the featherweight. Of course, the Volkanovski is a little bit different style, different like build, but I think especially Max Holloway would be super interesting as the dream fight.
Definitely.
And do you have a fighter like one fighter who is a big inspiration for you as the both as the fighter and also as the human being?
Somebody that I have a couple of them. There's Thumba Garimbo. I got a lot of respect for him. I seen him fight on Fury, and I've just been looking at his story. And man, I think my buddy AJ, that's somebody I came up with as an amateur. And, you know, I just watched his work ethic. He stays in the gym, and you know, he accomplished his dream. You know, he fought only tough guys in the UFC his last two fights. His first two fights, man, those guys were killer, and he could have won both of them. You know, but you know how it goes. But yeah, I think definitely would say AJ Fletcher just because he made it to where he wanted to be. You know, that's all he talked about and all he worked toward, and he's there.
And do you like watching a UFC fight or overall MMA fights?
Oh, I like overall MMA fights. I'm just interested in everybody's style and picking up stuff from watching footage because I learned stuff from just watching everybody. I've really been watching a lot of I would say PFL, or I watch a lot of embedded. I love to see like how everybody's training. That makes me be like, okay, you back and stuff. These guys training like this in the UFC. Why are you not doing that? You know. But yeah.
Yes, and this embedded series or the UFC countdowns, you can watch like the TV series. They are so great. They are so great made. So you can watch it as the like very good TV series.
Yeah, yeah, I love all of them. I love the Ultimate Fighter too. Man, my buddy Kurt Holloway, he pulled off that upset victory at the end. I was like, that shocked me. I didn't know what was gonna happen in the top. The time was going down, and then he just pulled it out of the bag. That dude's something serious. When I trained with him a few years back, he definitely hits hard. I thought he would knock the dude out, but he got the submission.
Yes, and it was quite surprising because the first round was really tough for him, and then like from the nowhere he won the fight. So he still have a chance to be the ultimate fighter for now.
Definitely, definitely. That was the number one guy, so he, uh, the toughest opponent. So I think Kurt could pull it off. So we'll definitely we'll see what goes on. I'm rooting for Jason Knight too. I know that guy. He's a dog, man. They're both dogs. I'm rooting for both of them.
Yes, and Jason will be fighting on the next episode. So so
Yeah,
back to back.
yeah, yeah. I just love watching those. They all inspire me, man. Just seeing people I know succeed, and not even if they don't succeed in it, just having that opportunity. Not many people can say they had that opportunity.
And because of your experience, you probably face every possible style. So what do you think is the toughest style for you to fight?
The toughest style, mm, I think everybody's kind of tough. It's just all about everybody's movements. Um, yeah, I'm pretty balanced, so I don't think anybody's super tough. But it all depends on the person's movements and how they blend everything together.
Okay, so not let's say like relentless wrestler or somebody like this. It's more about movement.
Yeah, more about movement. Like I said, I'm a wrestler too, so I'll start grinding with them. We'll just go back and forth, 15 minutes.
And right now you are on the beginning of your career. So let's say that it is like 10 or 15 years after. How do you think your career will go overall?
Um, I think as long as I keep a hard work ethic and stay humble and just do what I got to do. I'm about to have 7 fights. I think definitely I'll have if I'm making it in the UFC, I'll definitely probably have the most fights in UFC history just from the way I like to fight back to back. You know, I see myself going far with it. I think I could be one of the best in history as long as I get keep the coaching and keep the training up and just stay humble.
So this is a little bit like Donald Cerrone, who also like can take back-to-back fights with no problem, with just let's say few days or few weeks notice. So all the fans love him because of this.
Yeah, definitely. And no cherry picking. Donald Cerrone didn't cherry pick. I don't cherry pick fights. I take whoever. It's a good fight, good matchup. We can get it, man. That's just the way I always like to do.
And if you can pick any tool from any fighter in the world, what would you like to pick as the weapon for you?
I would say probably Ryan Hall's leg locks, just because they're almost unstoppable. That's why no one wants to fight him, just because they know what's going to happen.
Yes, and even the BJ Penn was really surprised when the like I don't know, in the first minute he was submitted by Ryan.
Yeah, man, that dude's jiu-jitsu is basically unstoppable.
And for you, what is the best thing uh, about being a MMA fighter?
The best thing is the freedom it gives you, man. Just the freedom to do basically what you want to do. And after a hard training session, man, you feel so good. You feel accomplished. Like you did what you were supposed to do. You did what you said you was gonna do. It's just the accomplishment of it. Man, I don't know. It feels free, basically. Like it's hard to explain. It's freedom.
And let's say that that you are in the training camp and you know that you will be fighting against tough opposition even right now. How do you deal with this stress in the training camp?
If anything, I feel like a little nerves. I don't really feel stressed just because I done been here plenty of times before. I've been in camp all year. I've been training whole year long. I don't really take no off days. I'm constantly training because I'm constantly fighting. So while these guys back here taking breaks, I don't think nobody could just come in and have a 6-week training camp when I've been doing this all year or the last 2 years and expect to just come in there and gas me or beat me. I've been doing this too long to feel nervous or afraid of anybody. I fought some of the best guys in the state and that could be in the world, and I've seen some of the best guys in the world train.
Yeah, so it's like experience is the key for everything, because you
Yeah,
you know that you were in the same position so many times that it's like another day, another like moment for you.
yeah, just like sparring, it's a everyday thing. I've been here plenty of times before. I've been here the last 5 years, and just another day in the office and another step to make my dreams come true. So we're gonna go from the first minute to the last minute, and we're gonna just stay on the gas pedal. Rather, I get them out there in the first 5 minutes, or no matter what happened, as long as I perform the way I want to perform and the way I know I can perform, I definitely believe I get the win. But either way, I'm gonna be satisfied because I know I gave it my all.
And outside of fighting, what do you like to do when you have some free time?
Um, I like to run a little bit. I like to play Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I just like all that type of stuff.
So
Outside of fighting, I really don't really do much outside of fighting. Besides Call of Duty and running and working out. This just been my life the last 5 years. That's all I do.
yes, but both these things can take like your mind from the fighting, both the running and the playing games.
Yeah, that's completely true. Running frees my mind. It clears my mind. I like to think of the future and my current situation and like the future and the things I could accomplish by running. I'll just put my music on or listen to like some motivation, Eric Thomas, or like these guys in the UFC telling their story, and just dream about being there.
And do you have some dreams not involving fighting, not involving MMA?
hmm Yeah, I just want to start a business and be able to let my whole family work there. So they don't really have to work for nobody. We could run and be our own bosses and stuff like that. Just take care of my family. That's just my dream outside of fighting.
So the wins will definitely can bring you this like this money, this accomplishments, and get to this goal, to this dream.
Yeah, that's why I say anytime anybody steps in the cage with me, they're not just fighting me. They're fighting my coach, my family, and you're trying to take my dreams away from me. So if you're not fully invested in it, you don't have nothing to fight for. I don't think you should be in the cage with me because I'm gonna stop you pretty quick, and I won't back down and I won't retreat. Had failures as an amateur, and I learned from that, and I didn't have the mindset that I have now. It's all or nothing for me. I gave myself a certain timeline that I want to be in the UFC. I gave myself a certain timeline that I'm gonna stop doing MMA for the fact that I know if I give my all to it, that I could be where I want to be.
Okay, Nakia, so many thanks for this conversation. I hope that you will be that you will give a great performance on CFFC 121, and you will be fighting again soon because you want to be a busy fighter. So I think that 2 or 3 more would be great for you and for defense, because you have a really interesting style.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna stay on the gas pedal, and this is gonna be a fun fight. On Topology, I'm a big favorite, but I don't really care too much about that. I done been the underdog and been like 14% of winning, and I done got in there and got those guys knocked out in like a minute and 28, and I think my last amateur was like 2 minutes, and those guys were like 80% guess to win.
Okay, Nakia. So once again, many thanks for this conversation, and good luck on this bout.
Thank you. I appreciate that.